Hey guys, welcome to another fantastic tutorial. My name is Jesus Ramirez from marketingunfolded.com. In today's tutorial, we're going to be talking about Facebook landing pages. But more specific, we're going to be using WordPress to build our landing pages and use iframes inside of Facebook to display those landing pages. And let me show you how that works. We're going to have a page that people who come into our Facebook fan page will see if they're not fans of ours. If they are fans of ours, they will see a different page. So in our non-fan landing page, we're going to be asking people to click on the like button above to become our fans. And in our fan landing page, we're going to be asking people to subscribe into our free weekly newsletter. And by the way, if you're not a subscriber to my newsletter yet, you might want to take this opportunity to just put in your email and subscribe to my newsletter. But anyway, why use WordPress? Can't we use a standard HTML page, or maybe this particular program here comes with HTML editor that you can just edit your own HTML, and it even comes with a what you see is what you get editor. So why use WordPress? Why bother using a WordPress page? Well, let me show you why. If we're looking at our Facebook fans page, which is this page here, we come into our WordPress website, we can edit our post, and anything that we edit here will be edited into our Facebook page automatically. Let me show you how that works. For example, maybe we want to make more cells in red. I can just make that red here. Click on update. I can come back into my Facebook fan page, hit refresh, and notice that this is now red. So the advantage of using WordPress is that we can use all the tools available to WordPress to create our Facebook landing pages. So you can just imagine the possibilities. You can use PHP, CSS, Flash, YouTube, I mean really anything you like. In this tutorial, I won't be talking much about how I created the form. I just got some code from Aweber and pasted it onto my WordPress page. If you don't have Aweber and you want to find out more about it, you can come into my website, and if you scroll to the bottom of the page, under just getting started, you can click on autoresponders. Autoresponders are basically programs that email your subscribers, and this is where I got that code. You can just click on Aweber if you don't have Aweber and you want to sign up, but that's where I got the code for this section of the tutorial. I just want to bring that up since I probably won't be talking more about how I got it. I will talk a little bit about how I styled the buttons, but not about how I got the code for the opt-in form. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is install the app that's going to make this work for us in our Facebook fan page. Okay guys, our first step is to install the Static Iframe tab into your Facebook page. To do that, you need to go into facebook.com/iframehost. It's right over here. And in this page, you need to click on the Install Page tab. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. What you need to do is choose the page that you want to install the Static Iframe tab on. For me, it's going to be my personal fan page. And I'm just going to click on Add Static Iframe tab to add it to my page. And you'll see this Welcome tab here that's got the little blue arrow pointing to the right. That is the iframe tab I just added. So if I click on Welcome right now, there's not going to be anything in here. I haven't added anything to it yet. But if I click on Settings, I quickly want to show you the things you can do. This is for the people that are fans of yours. Right below here are for people who are not fans of your page. And what you can do in these sections is you can add some HTML. You can use a visual editor to edit content onto your tab. You can just upload an image. It needs to be 520 pixels wide. You could use a redirect to redirect your fans to a different page, or use a page source, basically an iframe window that will display what's on that other website on Facebook, which is what we're going to do. We're going to go onto WordPress, we're going to create a page and use that page to display it onto our Facebook fan page. And I know it might sound a little confusing, but once we go through all the steps, you'll actually see how easy it is to use. Okay? We need to go into WordPress and start creating our page. So I'm just going to go and add a new page on my WordPress website. And I'm just going to title it Facebook fans. This is for people who are already fans of mine. And here I'm just going to type in welcome back. Now at this point I don't have the Facebook iframe template, so if I were to just save a draft, do a preview of this page, you'll see that I still have a header, have a sidebar, and I have a footer, and all the styles of my web page are showing, and we don't want that. We just want what's in here, just the content of our page, so we can use that as a template for our Facebook fan page landing page. So to do that, I've created a PHP file that we can install, and it should work on every theme. I've already tried it in about 10 different themes and it's working fine. So if you have any problems, just send me an email and I'll try to help you out. Anyway, to download the PHP file, you need to go to my website and look for the article titled Facebook Welcome Pages Using Iframes in WordPress. If you can't find it, just search for it on the search bar right up here. And if you scroll to about the middle of the page, you'll see the section titled Install the WordPress Page Template File. And it's right here, download this PHP file. This is going to be a zip file that contains a PHP file in it, so you will need to extract it and bring it into your server. I'm not going to download it since it's already on my desktop, but you can just click on this and you can start the download if you like to. Okay, so to install the theme into your web page, you need to have an FTP server. I use the Firefox Fire FTP add-on, which lets me connect into my server. Fire FTP lets you connect into your server and upload or download any files you would like into it or from it. So all I need to do right now is just click on connect and I'll be connected into my server. I already have the Facebook iframe PHP file downloaded onto my computer. I need to find the root directory of my theme. So my theme's root directory is under WP content themes, and this is probably the same for you, and then you would select the folder where your theme is located minus thesis 1.8, and I can just click on this file and click on the arrow pointing towards my server, and it should install the Facebook iframe PHP file. Once I place this inside my server, that's all I need to do with this, so I can actually just close this, come back into my page, go to edit page, scroll down to the page attributes and select default template and select the Facebook iframe template. Click on save draft once again. Click on preview. And here it is. It says welcome back, which is what we had here. So anytime we add anything new to this page, for example, welcome back friend, it will obviously save it onto this, and this is 520 pixels wide, just like the space that we're allowed to use for Facebook. So now you can start seeing the power of it. We can use anything we want that WordPress has to offer to allow us to build our page that can be displayed in this area here. So let me just give you a quick preview of how that works. Let me just go back to my page, and I'm just going to click on publish, and I can copy the link here, and I can come back into my Facebook profile, and I can just paste that link here. And this is for my fans, people who are fans of mine. And I'm just going to click on save settings, and I can click on the welcome tab once again. And you'll see that I have my welcome back friend caption that I used on WordPress. So if I were to add anything else, like join my page, click on update, come back into Facebook, hit refresh, welcome back friend, join my page. So this is the beauty of using WordPress and Facebook together with iframes to create really cool pages. So obviously these are just 3 lines, but you can already see the power that we have. We can use YouTube videos, we can use Flash, we can use pretty much anything at our disposal to create really cool Facebook fan pages. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to start creating our welcome pages in WordPress. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new page, And this page is going to be for people who are not Facebook fans of ours yet. So I'm going to name this Facebook non-fans. Okay, and this is what we're going to get started with today. I'm going to go ahead and add an image, which is going to be the header of my Facebook fan page. I'm going to click on this little icon to add an image. I'm going to select the file. The file that I'm looking for is this one here. I actually have a file similar to this one that I did not brand, so you can use it on your fan page if you want to. It's also on my webpage, right below the PHP file that you downloaded just a moment ago. We don't want this to link anywhere else, so we're going to click on None. And we want it to be full size, and we're going to insert it into the post. Okay, and that's our header for our Facebook fan page. Next, we're going to add some copy into our page, so I'm just going to type in some stuff here, and you can just follow along if you like. Okay, so this is the copy that I wanted on my page. Now I need to style it a little bit. I'm going to make this into an H2, this one into an H3, and these guys I'm going to bold, and I'm going to center everything. And I'm going to click on Save on Draft, and I'm going to click on Preview. And everything is looking okay. I just need to apply my template, my Facebook iframe template. Click on Save Draft once again. Come back into my preview page and hit refresh. And it's looking okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a line break before the word internet, so the page break is a little bit nicer. So I'm just going to come here, click Shift Enter to create a line break, click on Save Draft, come back to the preview, I'll hit refresh, and yeah, that's looking much better. I can spend a lot more time into this, but I won't. I just want you to get the hang of it. So I'm just going to publish this as is and add this to my Facebook iframe tab. Just going to copy the link here. Come back into my Facebook page, click on Settings, and click on Non-Fan URL. Paste it. By the way, make sure the Hide Scroll Bars checkbox is checked. Otherwise, you'll have a scroll bar here on the side if your page is too tall, and that doesn't look that good. I prefer to have those off, but you can leave it on if you want to. I'm going to click on Save Settings. And if I click on my welcome page and click on View as Non-Fan, this is what people who are not fans of my Facebook page will see when they come in. Now let's work on creating the landing page for people who are fans of my page. So I'm just going to go back into WordPress, and I'm going to look for that page that I created just a moment ago. Right here. Just going to go ahead and delete that since we don't need it anymore. The first thing I'm going to do for the landing page of my Facebook fans is I'm going to add a new header. To do that, I'll just click on Add Image, select the file, and this is the one I want here. I don't need this image to link anywhere else. I want it full size, center is fine, and I'll insert it into the post. And there it is. Now I'm just going to add some copy to this. I'm just going to add it really quick here. Okay, and here is my email opt-in form. Everything's looking pretty good. I think I need some little breathing room between the image and this first line here. And I think I need a line break here. I'll make these bigger. I'll probably make those heading 2s. This probably needs to be bold. I'll click on Update, come back into my page, hit refresh. Okay, so it breaks a little weird here, so let's fix that now. So what I'm going to do now is simply use an H3 tag, so it's a little bit smaller. Now obviously it's a lot easier to use CSS when you're doing this, and you can, but just for the purpose of this tutorial I don't want to take the time to create CSS classes to show you. But definitely CSS would be the way to go when you're trying to style your web page. So I'm just going to click on Update, I'm going to hit refresh. And I think this will work. I'm just going to go ahead and bring this into the first line, hit update once again, come back and refresh. And it's going to be one line, it's going to be 2 lines. And we're going to center these, click on update, come back and hit refresh. I think that looks much better. And I'm just going to click on free, make that red. Click on update, refresh. Okay, much better. So it's going to be the landing page for people who are already fans of mine and who might want to join my newsletter in order to keep up to date with everything I put out. And if you're watching this video, you can come into my webpage, marketingunfolded.com, and enter your email here if you want to stay up to date with all of my tutorials. You can also click on the Facebook like button right down here, and a post of this video will be displaying here, and don't forget to click the like button there. Send a tweet to your friends and give me a +1 if you like this tutorial. Anyway, okay, I'm just going to add some more information right below here, letting people know that they can leave me a comment or ask a question. Since most people probably already gave me their email and are subscribers of mine, so I'm just going to remind them that they can leave me a message or ask a question, whatever they want to do. So let's go ahead and do that now. And once again, I'm just going to pause the video so you don't see me typing. It's just a waste of time for you to watch me type. So give me a moment. Okay, so I just typed up, if you're already a subscriber to my newsletter, then come into my Facebook wall, leave me a message, or ask a question. I just want to let people know that they can always contact me. So I get a lot of emails, a lot of comments on my website, on Facebook, and different places on YouTube. So I don't always respond right away, but I do always try to respond. So if I don't respond in a few days, give me some time, I'll get to you. Anyway, so I want to actually make the word Facebook wall into a link that'll take people into my wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the wall icon on my Facebook page, just copy that link, come back into the page, click on the little link icon, type in paste, and for title I'm just going to type Facebook wall, and I'm going to click on add link. I'm going to click on update, I'm going to hit refresh, and I need some space between submit and the word if, so I'm just going to click right before the I, hit enter twice. I think that'll be good enough. Click on update again, hit refresh, and it's not giving me a space, and I think I know why. This is because on the HTML view you'll see that got typed into part of the form, which is causing that problem. So I'm just going to cut that out of there, and I'm just going to paste it below the form. If I click on update and hit refresh, I should have a space now. And there you go, I do have a space, but I think I need a little bit more. So if I come back into the visual mode and hit enter one more time, click on update, hit refresh. Yeah, I think that works much better. Okay, and I know this form is not looking great so far. It'll probably be better if it was centered, if it had a better button. So I'm going to take the last few minutes of this tutorial to show you how CSS can be applied to the elements on these pages. But that'll be the last thing I show you in this tutorial. So we're going to come back to this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy this link, come back into my Facebook page, click on welcome, and click on settings. And this is for people who are already fans of mine, so I need to replace this link here with this one, and it's already there actually. And I'm just gonna save this, and if I come back into my welcome page, you'll see that a fan of my page will see this, and a non-fan will see this. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, one other thing we need to do before we move on is we need to set this as our default landing page, so when people come from anywhere else, they don't get taken into the wall or any of the other pages. They need to get people need to be taken into the welcome page by default. So to do that, you need to click on Edit Page. On your Manage Permissions options, the default landing tab is Welcome. Make sure that's set to Welcome, and you could just click on Save. One other thing you can do is under Apps, under Static Iframe tab, if you click on Settings, you can change the name to something else. Instead of saying welcome, you can type in, for example, the word hello, click on Save, press OK, and if you go back into your page, this now reads hello. The icon is also editable. To do that, you can just click on Settings, scroll down to where it says Tab Icon, click on the instructions for using your own tab icons. You can have whatever little icon you want here. You can brand this with your logo if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and go back into my apps options and edit the name back into welcome. Click on Save and click OK. If I come back into my page, and by the way, since I'm the administrator, I don't see the welcome tab as my default page, but anybody else will. Okay, so we're almost done. What I'm going to show you now is I'm going to style this form a little bit using some CSS. Now, in the folder you downloaded earlier where you found the PHP file, you might have noticed that there was a file in there titled fbcss.css. That is pretty much an empty CSS file. There's only one style in there, and I'll explain to you why I did that. But anyway, on that CSS file, if you use FireFTP or whatever FTP client that you like, you can add that file into your theme's root directory. So your theme's root directory, once again, is the same place where you install the Facebook iframe PHP file. You can just install the fbcss.css file in there. Just click on Upload. Okay, once your file is uploaded, if you go back into your Facebook fan page, any of the ones you created, it doesn't matter which one, and you click on View Page, notice the background turns red. Now, I did this on purpose so you would know immediately that the CSS file is working. If your page doesn't turn red automatically, then it means that it's not working. So if it's red, it's really simple to change to any color you want. And one of the reasons I like FireFTP is that I can edit my files directly from the server, so I don't have to download them into my computer, edit them, and then upload them again. I can just edit them directly from the server. So you'll see here that the only setting I have is for the body, which is the entire page, to turn red. I can leave that to white, or I could use the HTML code for white, which is that right there, 3 Fs. Click on Save, come back into your page, hit refresh, and it turns into white. On Firefox, I've also installed Firebug, which is this add-on right here. What Firebug does is allows you to inspect different elements in your page, so you can apply CSS to it. So you'll notice that the button has a class of submit. Well, if I take that submit class and add it into my CSS file, I'll hit period, which means class. I can actually add a background color to my button. Actually, I misspelled background. So just to show you, I'll just say green. Control S to save. And if I hit refresh, the button turns green. I can set the color of my text to white. Actually, I'll just use the HTML code for that. Control S to save, come back, hit refresh, and as you can see, I can start building a much better looking submit button. And actually, I need to do one other thing. This CSS style will allow the cursor to show up when I hover over the button, so the little pointing finger hand comes up. Anyway, I can spend more time showing you how to style this particular button and come up with some really cool buttons, but that's going to be a different tutorial that I'm already working on. You might have seen the tutorial that I created a while back that dealt with creating cool CSS font shadows. I have another tutorial that I'm currently writing that is basically the same idea, where I take CSS that you can just copy and paste, but this CSS is meant for your buttons, so you don't have to spend all the time styling your buttons. I actually have some buttons coming up, so look for that in the coming week. But anyway, if you like to, you can actually use some of these shadows that I've created for your Facebook landing pages if you like. So you can just come and copy those and use them for your Facebook landing pages. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so back at my Facebook fan page, I'm just going to finish this tutorial now. I was trying to keep it under half an hour. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to contact me. One of the best ways you can contact me is through Facebook. You can go into my webpage, marketingunfolded.com, click on my name, Jesus Ramirez, and you'll be taken into my Facebook fan page, which you should recognize. We were working on it through this entire tutorial, and just leave me a message on my wall. If you're not a subscriber to my newsletter yet, don't forget to put in your email for weekly updates. I never spam you. You will only get valuable information. Also, if you're watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And you might want to add me onto your Google Circles if you're a Google Plus user. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.